What's up, everybody? This is everyone's favorite Minx, and I'm here because I'm tired of the bullshit and it's just time to expose and let go. I've been dealing with this situation for such a long time that I feel like it's time to show some receipts because I'm tired and I know my followers are especially tired, and it's time to talk about it and be open about what went down and why I have beef with the Academy music business. So, God willing, I'm blessed. I was able to begin my podcasting journey back in 2018. It wasn't a dope podcast at the time, but it was growing. And as of last year, of August the 19th, I was able to get my podcast exactly where I wanted it to be so I can be able to do interviews, in which then Benjamin Einfield, the Academy music business, became one of my guests. And there was a lot of hiccups, and I guess that was the universe telling me that something wasn't right about this, but for the culture, right? Now, one of the common mistakes that people make on the internet is this whole idea of people that are verified accounts, in which at the time Benjamin Einfield was a verified account and he was a blogger with his blog called 24/7 Hip Hop News. That's what I knew him as, and I knew that's what a lot of y'all knew him as. But things were a little bit different when he approached me, and here's what happened. So back in August of 2019, Benjamin reached out to me to be a guest on my show, in which he was pretty much trying to come on to promote a book that he was coming out with at the time that never dropped. There was a couple of red flags that transpired. I had someone respond to the flyer that I put out about him being on the show that they felt that he scammed them. So I had asked all these questions because I didn't want to have him on my show to begin with if someone felt like they were being scammed. But the person really felt that I should have him come on and did not want to interfere with that, in which I said, okay. So we did the interview. He didn't want to come on camera. That was another red flag for me. Why don't you want to be on camera when every other guest that has ever been on my show, if they could not, they didn't have a phone or something like that, he had the equipment to be face to face. Skype, at the time we were using Skype. He didn't want to do that. And I kind of understand now why, because if you show your face, in a sense, it's like no face, no case. So basically, I was very pissed because when we did our interview, it was out of, my convenience that I had it set up for him to be able to come on to talk about his book. And after it went out in the public and it was live, it was recorded, the podcast had dropped, he never promoted it. Not one time did he promote that he was on my show. So that was another red flag for me. Like, wouldn't you want to promote the show that you were on? Because I was promoting it heavy and he didn't promote it at all. So when he was hitting me up, I was like, why are you even reaching out to me? Like, why are you even talking to me? You should be promoting your episode that you begged me to be on. So after I was really pissed off with him, I didn't want to talk to him. I started noticing a surge of messages regarding specific tools that I was talking about. One of them to audit accounts. So in my mind, I'm saying, but you're seasoned, you know the business, you know all this stuff. Why are you asking me for tools that I use in order to check people's engagements? Then he started pushing that I become part of an affiliate for him, pretty much refer artists to him for his referrals program. Then I was kind of taken aback for a minute because I'm like, where did this referrals program for this shit come from out of nowhere? When I spoke to him, I had just started my Patreon journey. So we had paid subscribers at the time. So you come out and you come onto my show just to pretty much come into my house and look around and then try to copy my furniture and layout of my apartment. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what happened here. So I was kind of offended, like, why would I send artists to sign up with you when I have my own Patreon? Pretty much after being offended and wasting my time, our last transmission as far as writing to each other on Twitter ended November the 12th, 2019. So I stopped talking to him on that level. That's when the creepy shit began, following my people, texting me randomly, just this blatant stalking shit that made me like, okay, like it was just weird. You know what I'm saying? I just tried to be nice. I thought that we were sharing the same cause of wanting to help artists, but I guess it was a one-sided thing. So at the time that I started talking to him, Minx Radio was originally a social media platform. I have screenshots. I also have my Instagram stories to prove that I had a social networking site first. Shout out to everyone signing up for minxradio.com. We got new members, new articles on here from last week's show. We got music video submissions that were added to the content, and as well as which again, he jacked. So not only did he come onto my show with a fake book that was never going to come out, that was never going to drop, he pretty much came onto my show to jack me. So our first platform of choice was with Radio King, and Radio King allowed members to sign up and put in their credentials to access the website and vote on songs, vote on specific situations, as well as a forum and everything. I got tired of that. So then we went to Ning. Ning is literally a social media platform. It is a social site in which we launched at the time, and it still had the website as well as a chat room. It had a marketplace. It had everything that I was excited to share with my people. And then, of course, Benjamin comes out with Music Link, again, biting. So, of course, I got so tired of seeing my ideas being put into motion and then being told that I copied him. But I have receipts for everything too. And now we have gone from trying to civilly end this to now threats of being sued. So how do you sue someone do you sue that person for stealing their own content? Because it doesn't work like that. And I'm like, I don't take heed to threats very nicely. So he's been with the threatening shit, threatening to sue me, threatening to do this, and defamation. How is it defamation if everything I'm saying can be backed up with receipts? So basically, I don't really care about the stealing anymore, because it's just, people are going to copy you whether you implement your own strategies or not. This man blatantly came onto my platform to jack my entire platform and copy it because he can't think for himself. And he is preying on artists now with my information, pretty much, because this is what I was doing, which is helping the underground. I was focused on that. He was just a blogger at the time. So then another part of Minx Radio and my platforms was in order to expose scams, in which everybody knew me as the chick that exposed scams. I also put on my website at the time pretty much how people can get in contact with me so that they can expose scammers too. It was a Google form that people would have to fill out, and it would come to my inbox, and I'll be able to put together a directory of places and people to stay away from on the internet who are scamming people. And long behold, he became a person that wanted to expose scams. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? It's like blatant biting and copying my format. And that's why I've even had to step back from my podcast, because I just got so tired. It just felt like everything I worked hard for was being jacked day by day by day.